Welcome back to the Learning Crypto YouTube channel. In this video, we're featuring Vechain, going over some potential buy areas, TP areas in both the USDT and BTC pairs, and also taking a look back at the analysis we did back in the beginning of November. So if you enjoy our content, please do like and consider subscribing to the channel, especially as we're increasing the number of videos we're putting out each week. So the best way to avoid missing out. So let's get straight into it. Vechain USDT. Zoom in on to the monthly time frame. As you can see, we've got this nice range that we're working off of. Weekly range high at 2.8 cents, weekly range low at 1.5 cents, and that mid range coming in around 2.2 cents. I will link the video of the previous analysis of Vechain that we did back on the 3rd of November at the end of this video, so if you want to go check that out. But basically, we were back here. In fact, let's just zoom in to the daily time frame. November, where were we? About here at 1.9 cents, round about halfway between the monthly range low and the monthly mid range. And I was saying that we're much closer to the bottom than we are the top, and we've held these monthly range lows, which looks pretty bullish. So you want to be packing your bags in and around this range before we break out of that monthly range high, which, as you can see, certainly was the case. However, what I did say in that video was that I thought once we got a monthly candle close above that monthly range high, once we broke out of that range, it would be a fast move up. However, as you can see, we have retraced potentially a bit of a gift here on this pullback. As you can see, we are retesting that monthly range high as support. So we've got about about a week and a half left to go of the month. Can it hold these monthly range highs? If it can, then that is very bullish indeed. However, if we do deviate back inside, then we could be looking for a deeper pullback. If we go down to the weekly time frame and have a look at what those potential areas may be, if we just zoom in and grab a fib, go from the start of the run up to the top, and you can see that the 618 comes in at around 2, but we're sat on the 0.5, but the 618 comes in at about 2.4 cents. So maybe a dip down to there, which would be another, let's take a look, about another 12%, 12%, which isn't too unrealistic at all, especially with BTC. As I've been saying in videos last week, at the time, BTC had given about a 15% pullback from the top. We're now looking at about 20%. So BTC may well give another 5 to 10%. Bitcoin traditionally gives 30% pullbacks in bull markets. So that wouldn't be too different. And especially in the last cycle, we got a 50% pullback. So these pullbacks are expected. They are, perfect opportunities to buy the dip and load up on positions that you didn't have previously. So as I say, another 10% dip on Vechain, very likely indeed, down to that 618, or maybe even this monthly mid-range here at 2.2 cents. You can see very strong level of previous support and resistance on the weekly time frame. So potential areas to buy in there if you haven't already, or add to previous positions. If we take a look then, in fact, stick on the weekly and take a look at some potential TP areas. So let's take a look at TP1. So unfortunately, we didn't quite make it up to TP1 on this latest run. I had it, I had my first TP area up around here about 4.4 cents. You can see clear level of previous support and resistance. If you'd have gone for around here, these wicks from back in May 22 and August 22, which is around 3.3 cents, you would have pretty much nailed the top. A little spike a little bit further, but you would have got a nice little retracement there. I was a little bit more ambitious. I thought we'd get to about 4.5 cents. As I say, I thought a monthly close above would send us much higher, but it is what it is. In terms of a return to, a return to that price from current day, you're looking at about 57% return, so still not a bad return at all. Looking at TP2, this area here at about 6.5 cents. So it was the bottom here during the May crash of 2021, all the way through June, July, and then ripped up from there. Resistance when we flipped back below it in February 2022, and then deviated this level here, as you can see, in March and April 2022 before heading down to the low. So important level of significance there. Let's take a look at what a return to those prices from here would be. You're looking at about 143% up to 6.5 cents. Next TP, you can see these highs here. So it was the first resistance on the March 2021 on the first stage of the bull market. It was then support and resistance all the way through, and most significantly here in December 2021, where we failed to get a weekly close back above it after we closed below, and then that sent us much lower. So significant level of resistance there, coming in just shy of that significant or nice big round psychological number of 10 cents. So coming in about 9.5 cents. Let's take a look at what a return from today's prices to there would be. You're looking at 250%, not too bad at all. Next TP, up at these highs, you can see significant level of resistance here in May 2021 and August 2021 as well. Deviated the level in August, which led to quite a deep pullback, and then again here in November 2021. So let's take a look at what a return to those prices would be. So you're looking at about 14 cents. So from today's prices, you are looking at a return of 400%. Last two TPs. Pretty obvious, these wicks here that we couldn't get back above in November 2021, coming in at around 17.5 cents, which looks miles away from today's prices. And if we were to get back up there from today's price, you're looking at 544%. And then the last TP, of course, right at the top. Now you could go all-time highs, or you could go for these wicks here, where we failed to get above in May 2021, but 23.5 cents. So you're looking at almost a 10x from today's prices, 760%. And then if you go for those all-time highs, let's just take a look, you're looking at 940%, which is huge. You're not going to find that in any other market. So it is important to take profits, of course, as I've been saying in these videos for quite a while now. It just gives you options in what to do. You can use those profits for just paying yourself a bit of extra money, putting them aside for taxes, maybe diversifying, investing into other projects with a quote-unquote free bag because it's profits, or of course reinvesting in the same project back at the lows where we retest these previous levels of resistance as support. And even if you only took 5 to 10% each of these levels, so let's just say you took 10% each of these levels, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and you didn't reinvest, you've still got 40% of your bag from the lows right into all-time highs, new all-time highs, potentially if we get there. And as you can see, you're already on a 10x before any new all-time highs. And of course, don't take it for granted that we're going to make it back to all-time highs. Some coins never do. They don't make it to their all-time highs, let alone surpass it. So take profits along the way, and at least then you don't round trip and don't have anything to show for it. So let's move on then to Vechain BTC. And again, we have a very similar scenario on the monthly time frame where we have broken out of the monthly range high. Again, I was talking about getting your buying done before breaking out of the monthly range high in the last video back in November. You can see we did have that breakout, and now we are retesting this monthly range high as support, just like we are in the USDT pair. So the scenario is exactly the same. If we hold this level, that looks very bullish indeed. If we deviate back inside, then we could be looking at a further retracement. And again, we just whack a fib on this, and of course the monthly mid-range is there as a target as well. Fib, you're looking at, we're probably on it already. In fact, yeah, we've already tagged the 786. So basically anywhere in and around here is probably a good buy. And then if we do retrace further, you've got these lows down here at about 55 sats, monthly range low at 50 sats. So I think it's still a pretty good area to be looking at potentially converting some Bitcoin into Vechain, and the returns could potentially be huge. In fact, let's take a look. So first TP for me, up here at 120 sats, you can see big level. I'm having to zoom out a little bit so you can see it all, but big level of support and resistance all the way through its history. If we just zoom in to current day, you can see it was a huge level of support back here in Feb 2022, and then resistance basically the rest of the year in 2022 and in early 2023 as well. So a return to those prices from today, you're looking at a 77 or 78% return on your Bitcoin, which is huge. Not really that big of a move, in terms of distance and Satoshis, but a massive return of ROI. Next TP up here at 180 sats. Again, I'll just keep it to the local times in terms of not going too far back. But you can see resistance here back in July 2020, support here in October 2021, and resistance here in December 21, Jan 2022, and here in March 2022. So big level there, 180 sats. Return to those prices from today, 170%. Next TP, these highs here So support here in sort of May 2021, flipped to resistance in June. Bit choppy in around August and July, but then big resistance here in November 2021, 3 wicks into that level, and then a big drop off, and that is at around 260 sats. So a return from today's prices up to there, you're looking at just shy of 300%, about 292. Last two TPs, resistance here up at 350 sats. Again, the big level we couldn't break once we'd topped out. You can see here in May of 2021, 3 wicks into here and a rejection. Let's take a look at what that would be to return there. 420%. Bearing in mind this is on your Bitcoin as well, so that's a huge return on BTC. And then finally, the all-time high is up here at 450 sats. Let's take a look. You're looking at a return of 562% on your Bitcoin, which is absolutely huge. So I think the risk reward is really good here. As I say, we've broken out of this range, coming back down, a retest of support. If we do dip further, probably not going to go much further, maybe down to revisit these lows of 55 sats, maybe the monthly mid-range of 50 sats. I doubt we go lower than that. I think Bitcoin dominance has topped out. I think ETH-BTC is going to start making a run, and I think alts are going to start doing very well against BTC. Now, of course, I'm going to leave you with the message I always leave you with, which is the ADA BTC chart, just to remind you that a return to all-time highs and breaking all-time highs isn't a guarantee, particularly in the BTC pairs. ADA reached 8,800 sats in Jan 2018, whereas in the last cycle, September 2021, it topped out at 6,000 sats. So don't be that person that loads up here, doesn't take any profit, and then round trips all the way back down. Take profits along the way, gives you options, and no one goes broke taking profit. So hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found it useful. If you did, drop a like, and also drop a comment below on what your thoughts are on Vechain. Have you bought in? Are you looking at buying in? What are your buy areas? What are your TPs? All that good stuff. And also drop in the comments below any suggestions for videos you'd like to see on the channel as well. So hope you enjoyed. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one.